How many of you have ever had a thought before? Did that mean you were going to be successful, yes or no? No, but you do want to filter your thoughts. Finish this sentence for me. Garbage in? Is that true? Not actually. It's garbage in, garbage stays, garbage gets pregnant and gives birth to even more garbage. See, our job is to filter the garbage. Our job is to keep that out. We want to focus on the thoughts that we want to multiply and create. So you don't want to put garbage in your head. You want to keep that out. So our job, first and foremost, is to filter the thoughts that come inside. We get rid of, just temporarily, some of those beliefs and make some room for some new and additional information to enter your experience. Because if you do that and make some room and have a vessel to carry this new information, you may take a look at these old limiting beliefs or paradigms and realize that as long as you held on to those, they may no longer be necessary. So let go of these. Here's the challenge. When we stop appreciating something, what we do is we check out. And that's what I did when I traveled. For a while, what I would do is I would go down the aisle, immediately find my chair, and put a USA Today in my face so nobody would talk to me. But you know what? I missed out on a lot of opportunities to network and communicate with other people. One time I was getting ready to book an engagement in Las Vegas. I was flying from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. I get on the airplane, and have you ever got on a plane and you see the flight attendants where they've been like back and forth 6 or 8 times and they're not in what we call a peak state? So I figured I was going to have to interrupt their pattern a little bit. I said, you know what? I said, isn't it a great day to go to Seattle? Now, one of them turns around and says, sir, excuse me, where are you going? And I said, well, where's the plane going? And she goes, we're going to Las Vegas. And I said, okay, that'll do. Freaked her out. She follows me down the aisle. I sit down where the gentleman is here, and she comes over to me and goes, can I see your ticket? I hand her my ticket. What does it say on my ticket? Las Vegas. She throws it back down in my lap, and she goes, oh, funny guy, huh? She goes back to the front of the plane, though, and at this point, I knew I have her. She gets back, she talks to the other flight attendant, she points to me, kind of laughs, turns around, and starts greeting customers with a smile on her face. I go, yes, and I mark a little notch on my score pad. What happened next I didn't expect. They closed the plane after they finished boarding. They start to pull back from the ramp. She grabs the intercom, says, ladies and gentlemen, Flight 44, America West, Los Angeles to Las Vegas. True story. A woman two rows behind me jumps up out of her seat. She goes, oh my God, stop the plane, I'm on the wrong flight, I'm supposed to go to Seattle. She points at me with the intercom still in her hand, and she goes, sir, you started this. This is your fault. Now, same thing happened in the plane that happened in this room. People started laughing, they started having fun. It was much more enjoyable taking that flight than the flights I used to take the USA Today in front of my face. Promise yourself that you will appreciate even the small things. Because if you check out, you'll miss out opportunities of laughter, fun, humor, and lightness in your life. Raise your hand. Repeat after me. I am absolutely committed to appreciate others. If you could come to the front of the room, tell me everything there is to know about electricity, how it's created, generated, transmitted, so when we flip the switch, the light comes on. How many of you could do that? Come up here with a microphone and show us all those things. Some of you have an inkling but don't want to be embarrassed. How many of you are still willing to flip the switch and see the light? That's what I thought. Do you need to know everything about electricity in order to benefit from it? Yes or no? Do you need to know everything about how your mind works in order to use it properly? Yes or no? No. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to condense a 4 to 6 year college education down into about a 45-minute syntax so that you can benefit. By the way, do people like change? Yes or no? Actually, the truth is yes. People do like change. The challenge is they don't like to be changed. Make sense? Big difference, yes? So put up your hand like this if you would, sir. Now notice, I didn't say high five.
This is the way I roll.
Now notice, I asked him to put his hand up. Did I ask him to support my entire body weight? No, but good thing, huh? Yeah, because if he let me go, I'd be face down. But notice when you push against people, what do? Yeah, their natural tendency is to push back. That's resistance. So let's look at the psychological things that you go through when we're asking you to change. Because are we asking you to change some of the communications with your honored guests? Yes or no? Are the guests being asked to change their life? Yes or no?
You know what you guys are? You're the dream keepers. You are the dream keepers. That's my identity for ACs and financial planners. You're keeping the dream alive for those people who don't have the time, talent, resources, desire, understanding, or awareness to do it for themselves. That's a big task, isn't it? Think about the people you impact, not just that individual, but their family, their kids, their children, their relationships, their community. We have a big task. So would it be valuable for you to know what people experience when they go through change, yes or no? Next, you tend to look at the negative first. Why it won't work, why they can't afford it, why they can't have transportation or babysitting or childcare or whatever it is they need to be in school. So they're going to tend to look at all the reasons why it won't work, just like you might tend to look at why, well, this script won't work or these changes won't work. This is the way we've always done it. So the tendency is to look at the negative first, why it won't work. Next, you tend to think you don't have enough resources. Brian, what was it you said when I asked you to make 5 changes? You said what? I don't have enough clothes. And what he was saying is I don't have enough resources. Now, did we limit your resources just to the clothing you had in your body, yes or no? No, there's things you could have done. I mean, there's a lot of things you could have done. I mean, there's plenty of resources around. We could change articles or clothing or glasses or jewelry or name badges with other people around us, correct? Here's a key distinction, learning distinction. You might want to write it down. There's no such thing as limited resources, just limited thinking or limited resourcefulness. There's no such thing as limited resources, just limited resourcefulness.
So then, just another typical boring sales seminar, right? I had 2 commitments when I got here this morning. One of them was to provide as much value as we could in a very short period of time we had together. And I'm curious, by a show of hands and a shout of aye, how many of you had fun today? The past is history. The future is a mystery. Now is a gift. That's why we call it the present. Thanks for having me in. You guys have a great weekend and a great weekend.